Hey there, I'm Cece Estrada Kuzmanovic, and welcome to my latest edition of Mindset Mondays. Most of us have big dreams and aspirations. We often hear the saying that if your dreams don't scare you, then they're not big enough. What if I told you that most people have it all wrong when it comes to achieving their dreams? That the last thing in the world you need is to be scared in any way of your own future. And what if I told you that you can learn exactly how to get everything you want and achieve everything you desire? I'm Cece Estrada Kuzmanovic of Splendidly Intrepid, and right here on Mindset Mondays, you will receive the necessary guidance and you will learn the exact techniques and steps towards achieving all of your goals, dreams, and desires. The name says it all, Splendidly Intrepid, the fearless pursuit of the life of splendor that you deserve. Welcome to the rest of your life. Hello, and again, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me here on Mindset Mondays every Monday at 10 o'clock Eastern, where it is my absolute pleasure and privilege and honor to be able to share with all of you some of the stuff that I have learned over my entire life on manifesting, on healing, on a visualization, and on actually the law of attraction. And listen, I stand by everything that I'm teaching you because that's exactly how I have run my life, my entire life so far. So like I said, it is my honor and my privilege and my pleasure to be able to share this with all of you. And here today, I'm going to start teaching you all about how to get anything that you want. Anything that you want, anything that you desire, it can be yours. Do you believe that? Some of you don't. Some of you don't believe it. And too many people in this world actually don't believe it. People are stuck in their lives feeling like they can't get ahead, that they are missing out on life, that they're not living life to the fullest. And those are very deeply seated mindsets that over time and for many, many reasons have become real. They have become exactly the way life is. But I'm here to tell you that it does not have to be that way. So today I've put together a little presentation, a little keynote presentation that I'll go over with you here in just a few more minutes. And it's the beginnings of how to live a life of abundance, where abundance you just attract it, where anything that you want, you end up attracting it and you become a vibrational match to that thing, that circumstance, that situation. Do you live in the house that you want to live in? The kind of house that you can. You can live in the house that you want to live in. Drive the car that you really want to drive. It's very, very easy actually. The life situation, the neighborhood that you want to live in, the school that you want to get into for those students who are watching. You can have it all. The job you want, the family you want, you can have it all. It's a matter of mindset. Okay? So with that said, let me start getting the keynote presentation ready. Share my screen here. And there we go. Okay. So, how to get, achieve, and manifest anything that you want. All right. First things first. You have to get clear. You have to get clarity. So ask yourself, what is it that you want? Ask yourself, what do I want? What exactly do I want? Then you figure out why you want that. Why do I want that? Ask yourself. Be very real with yourself. Why do I want that? Because why it is that you want it will clue you in on where you stand with regards to it. It'll all come together here in a bit. But ask yourself, why is it that you want that thing, that circumstance, that job, that situation? Be very, very clear. Okay? write this down because we're going to follow a very, very precise thread, right? It'll all come together here in a few. So, are you crystal clear? Okay, once you know what you want, do you know what you desire? Are you crystal clear? Because only when you are perfectly clear on what you want can you start the 3-part process of manifesting it. So that's the very first part. You have to be very, very clear on what it is that you want. Be crystal clear. But before you can do that, before you can start manifesting, okay, we already talked about being crystal clear, but before you can start the 3-part process of manifesting, you must first train your focus. Okay? Train your focus. All too often, you tend to think about what you don't want. And you completely lose focus of what you do want. So you must start training your focus and give as much of your attention to the idea of the abundance of what you want instead of to the lack of it, instead of to the lack of what you want. So what does that mean? I'm sure you have that question in your head right now. What does that mean? So, well, Cece, what does that mean? All right. Let's say that you are wanting to buy a new car. Okay. This is a very good example. We've all been there. We want to buy a car. Okay. So let's say you're in a position that you now want to buy a new car. All right. So you're clear on what you want. It's a car. Great. So you want a car. Got it. Now, answer the question. Why do you want a car? Okay? Seems very simplistic. Stay with me. Stay with me. Why do you want a car? The answer to that question will reveal whether you are focusing on the abundance of the thing you want or the lack of the thing that you want. For example, here we go. Let's say you say, well, I want a new car because my current car is unreliable and breaks down a lot. Okay. Or I want a new car because I am embarrassed to drive the old beat up car I drive now. All right. Or let's say, I want a new car because darn it, I deserve to have one. I deserve to have a new car. Sure. Right? All valid. Correct. Although each is a very valid reason. Notice something about them. Notice the one thing they all have in common. They are all steeped in lack. Let's take them one by one. I want a new car because my current car is unreliable and it breaks down a lot. Perfectly valid reason. I get it. I get it. But notice that the focus here is not on having a new car on its own, but rather on the fact that the car that you do have is not good. That's your focus. You're looking at wanting a new car through the eyes of the car that I have stinks. It's no good. Okay? This is lack. This is lack. How about, I want a new car because I am embarrassed to drive the old beat up car I drive in now. Okay. All right. Perfectly valid. But notice that the focus here is again on how much you lack a new car, so much so that you feel embarrassed to drive the one you do have. Are you starting to get it? Okay, the attention here is on lack once more. Or how about, I want a new car because darn it, I deserve to have one. Okay, all right. No argument here. Everyone deserves to have a nice shiny new car. I do believe that. But believe it or not, the focus here is also on lack, with a little defiance sprinkled into the mix. What you're really saying is, I deserve better than what I have now. So you're focusing on the car, the unreliable, unattractive, junky, stinky, beat up old car. That's what you're focusing on, not 100% focus on the beauty and shiny newness of a brand spanking new car. You see the difference? The attention in this example is still on lack. The subtle distinctions between two mindsets, lack and abundance. Okay, the subtle distinctions between the two mindsets of lack and abundance is what makes the difference between getting what you want, which is a new car in this example, and getting more of what you already have, which is an old, unreliable, broken down, beat up old car. Okay? Where you focus your attention is the the determining factor into whether or not you're going to get what you want or what you don't want. I hope this is starting to make sense. Notice how these statements feel instead. These coming up. I want a new car because I like the way it feels to drive a safe, secure, and reliable car. I'm saying kind of the same thing, but looking at it through different eyes, through a different mindset and a different perspective. Do you see? Do you see the difference? Or how about, I want a new car because I like the way it feels to drive a new car. Huh? Yes. Yes, now you're focusing on the beauty and shininess and newness of a brand spanking new car. Your perspective is different, and what you're feeding now is a different kind of thought of the same topic, but a different kind of thought. Do you see the difference? I want a new car because having a new car is delightful. Yes. Never mind what I have now. I want a new one because of these reasons. See where you're focusing, where you're putting your attention. That is the determining factor. Now you can have some fun and add some more good thoughts and good statements. I want a new car because I like the smell of a new car's interior. You know, that new car smell. Sure, I like it. How about I want a new car because I like the way it feels to drive a new car. Sure. I want a new car because I like the way people look at me when they see me in a new car. Call it vanity, call it whatever, but it's still a very valid reason if it comes from the heart of somebody and it focuses on the thing that you want, not on the thing that you don't want. Notice how these last 6 why statements are steeped in total abundance. Total abundance. You know what? I'm gonna replay that once more. Yes, total abundance, because this is where our mindset needs to be. All too often, us humans, we focus on the sadness and the lack and the missed opportunities. And if you do that, your attention is flowing and energizing something that you don't want. Well, why would we keep now that you know, now that you have heard me say this, now it is incumbent upon you every day of your life to do your best to observe your thoughts and see whether or not you're focusing on what you don't want. Because if you are, guess what? You're literally feeding and energizing more of the same. But instead, if you focus on what you do want and have that mindset shift, everything will change. Everything. I promise you. So I'll say it again. The subtle distinctions between the two mindsets, lack and abundance, is what makes the difference between getting what you want or getting more of what you already have in the case of a car, but more to the point, more of what you don't want. Because if what you have is a junky car that you don't want, you focus on it, you focus and you look at life through the eyes of that lack, you're energizing more of what you already have, which is this car, which is the thing that you don't want. You understand? Write this down. Where focus goes, energy flows. Where focus goes, energy flows. So ask yourself, what am I energizing in my life? Okay? Everything that happens to us in our lives, that happens to us, it really doesn't happen to us. We actually bring it in through our own thoughts. We bring in the situations and the circumstances and everything through our own thoughts. What are you energizing? It's a challenge. It's a challenge, especially for those of us who are, 20, 30 years old plus. We've been accustomed to living a life that is, that's just the way life is. Roll with the punches, that sort of thing. But no, I'm here to tell you that you create and you design the life that you want by focusing your energies and your attentions to the things that you actually want. It's so simple. It is so simple when you get down to it. Of course, it's very hard when you've lived an entire life full of, thoughts that we inherited from our parents and our families, and it's just the way things are, and so forth and so on. But no, you literally can make the magic happen magically in your life exactly as you want it. If you focus upon and think about what you don't want, you are literally attracting and energizing more of that very same thing in your life. But instead, when you focus on the things, situations, and circumstances that you do want, then you will attract those very same into your life. Okay, this week, take daily stock of your thoughts and where you are focusing your energies every day. Is it lack or is it abundance? You'd be surprised. You may be surprised to learn how much you are actually energizing, feeding, and attracting exactly what you don't want in your life. So take stock. And every time that you do, and you have that moment of introspection, write it down. Write it down. Let's see how big your list gets. And then when you're faced with it, then your paradigm shift can start. Instead, focus on what you do want. Thank you so much for staying with me for this presentation. I hope you found value in it. Let me get back over to the camera. So once again, make sure that this week, put yourself to the task. Bring yourself to the task. Write down every time that you notice that you're having a certain thought about something you want, and whether or not it is coming from the mindset of lack, and if it is, switch it over to the mindset of abundance rather than focusing on what you don't have. Focus on what you want. Get clear on your desires. Once you start doing that, see, abundance is everywhere. If you look outside and you look at the trees, there's an abundant number of leaves on that tree, blades of grass right outside in our yards, abundant amounts. All too often, though, we don't see it, we don't pay attention to it because we're so steeped in lack. There is more than enough for all of us. I promise you. I promise you. And once you start having this mindset shift, you will start seeing that life becomes more enjoyable. You won't have to put in so much effort, because when you become a vibrational match, and I'll do another lesson on becoming a vibrational match to the things that you want. But once you learn how to become a vibrational match and you energize and become a vibrational match, like I said, with what you want, it almost life, anything, reaching your goals, aspirations, making your dreams come true, anything in life becomes almost effortless because you've done the real work, which is the energetic mindset, focus, attention work. You hardly have to lift a finger once you get to that point. And when you do lift a finger, when you do take some kind of action in order to get to that goal or that end desire, it's inspired action, which at that level of at that stage of the game, it's no longer work, because inspired action is basically what you want to get to in life. If you're going to take any action at all, let it be inspired action. But all too often, when you learn how to manifest and you learn how to work with the law of attraction, you pave the road energetically. You focus your attention and your energies, because where mind goes, energy flows. And when you energize enough, through the most unexpected conduits and avenues and manners of being, your end result, what you desire, what you want, what you're wishing for, comes to you through completely out of left field. Try it out. This is just the start. This is just the start. For some of you, you're hearing this kind of information for the first time. For some of you, others, you're hearing this not for the first time, but hopefully I'm driving the point home. So Thank you once again for being here with me. We'll see you next Monday, 10 o'clock, for Mindset Mondays right here on Splendidly Intrepid. And I'm looking forward to part 2 of this series where I'm going to teach you the 3 steps to manifesting everything. Because once you get clear and once you make sure that your focus is on point, that you are looking at what you want through the eyes of abundance and not lack, then there's an actual 3-step process that you need to know, understand, and then employ in order to bring whatever it is that you want to fruition. I can't wait. That's going to be a very exciting one. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you enjoyed it, if you got some insight from it, and if you got a lot of value out of this video, please share it. Share it with your friends, your colleagues. Some of you are in business units that work on self-development. Tag anybody who you think would get a lot of value out of this video. Share it and make sure that you do tag them, because that way they will see it. If you don't tag them, they won't see it. They may or may not see it, but if you tag them, for sure they'll see it. So share away, spread the love, and help plant these seeds of good value, good knowledge, and good insight into the lives of anybody that you know that will be willing to receive this information. Once again, Cici Estrada Kuzmanovic, sending you lots of love, thanking you from the very bottom of my heart for being here, and I can't wait to see you again next week. Bye for now.